Bubba?
Bubba. I like Bubba.
Bubba will come out in a totally different segment.
We are.
Actually, Bubba's from Arkansas.
Arkansas.
My voices will come out when you feed me a pre-roll, so
Okay.
you know my price.
Oh, I can't do mine.
You are live right now. Just let you know. Just one thing I was going to say. One person watching.
We got one well, all right. Hey, everybody out there in Instagram and Facebook live land. Welcome. Happy November 1st. Hope everybody had a spooky Halloween. Welcome to Live at 5:30 with Jeff and Dr. Bex. This is something we're going to be doing every Monday around this time going forward, talking about a whole range of cannabis-related topics. So to start out with, though, we're going to try and let our audience build a little bit, give you all some time to notice that we are live. Check your apps, get out there, click on it, because we're going to have a good time today. So, Doc, why don't we start out with, we just had Halloween. Did you do anything special?
I just, kept it low key. Went to the Cola Lounge, a private consumption lounge, actually.
We have one of those in Missouri?
We have one and only one in Missouri.
No kidding. Tell me about it.
So the Cola Lounge is ran by Brennan England, and he happens to run this facility based upon love and cannabis. Like, it's the chillest spot you'll probably ever walk into. The atmosphere is phenomenally chill. Like, everyone is there with good vibes and good weed. So that's where I spent my Saturday night. Sunday night, I was in bed asleep because I was still high. So
From the night before.
From the night before. So that was Dr. Bex's Halloween weekend. How was yours?
Mine was pretty low key. I manned the chair at the door waiting for the little ones in the neighborhood to walk around and still trick or treat. I'm starting to think trick or treating is going to be a lost tradition, replaced by trick or trunk, whatever that is. This season was the first time I heard trunk or treat. That's the first time I've heard it. I have no idea what it means. I hope it's not we're going to put the kids in the trunk of a car and we're only going to let them out if they give us a treat.
I've never been to one personally because Halloween is a great holiday in Bex's book, but a trunk or treat is when there's candy inside of a trunk of a car, and that's where the source of candy is. Like, so
the kids get to gather around the trunk of a car and pick out however much candy they want out of it. Again,
I've never been to one, but that's what I imagine it to be of. That's what I'm told, at least. I don't know, but it sounds like a good time. I still miss trick-or-treating. Like, I miss the little ones coming up to my door and seeing their cute little costumes and
But I understand the need to have a thing like trunk-or-treat and kind of get rid of trick-or-treating. A couple of years ago, I was manning the door and the doorbell rang. I didn't get to it in time, and these kids let themselves into my house. Whoa. And they walked around looking for where the candy bowl was. And by the time I got there, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Got down on their level and said, guys, you can't do that. You ring the doorbell and you wait. And while I'm telling this, I'm looking out at their parents who are silhouetted on the sidewalk going, are you planning on coming up and talking to your kids about how you don't go into a stranger's house uninvited?
Wow.
They stayed there. I knowledged the kids up and gave them some candy, and off they went. So
you should have gave the adults some candy in that scenario.
I should have thrown them some candy to get their attention.
Yeah, for real.
All right. I think we should go ahead and start the show. What do you think, Doc?
I guess.
Okay. Why don't you take it away?
We can start off by talking about selflessness. It is the month of November. We're giving back. And every now and then we have to step back from ourselves and take a look at the bigger picture. There are a lot of folks out there that are having a rough time of it. That is now why through December we are accepting donations for TEAM, T-E-A-M, the Emergency Assistance Ministry.
Now, TEAM has been using their pantry to provide food to the needy citizens of St. Louis since 1986. So we here at Feel State are, if I can find my place on the thing, we're encouraging all of our patients and those of you watching at home to donate to us. Come on down to Feel State and bring us some much needed supplies. Mac and cheese, canned tuna, dry pasta, even pancake mix and syrup.
I even brought in some baby formula. Like, the options are endless. These are just a few of the items you can accept, or that TEAM is accepting. We are also donating half of all bud tender tips from the months of October through December to Team. So thank you in advance for your generosity towards our bud tenders and for your generosity from the grocery store, from your cabinets, and from your hearts.
So our cannabis topic today is going to be about how cannabis makes you feel the way you feel. I know a lot of you out there have probably wondered, why does cannabis make me feel the way it feels? It's actually a little complex. Most of us take it kind of simply: pack the bowl, light the bowl, smoke the bowl, pass the bowl. But again, way more complex.
Right, like how many of you knew that our bodies produce chemicals very similar to those found in cannabis? These are called endo or inside cannabinoids. In fact, one endocannabinoid called Anandamide has recently been discovered to be the chemical responsible for runner's high. You know, so it's not endorphins that are responsible for feeling great after a nice run. It's actually endocannabinoids.
That's why phytocannabinoids, or cannabinoids that come from plants, can interact with our body's regulatory structure called the endocannabinoid system. Now, before you start going, what are you talking about there, Jeff and Dr. Beck? Did you folks out there know that there are already several systems that help regulate our bodies?
Right. The ECS is a system, just like our nervous system, like our digestive system, like our reproductive system. These systems and more keep us functioning the way we are meant to. And just like other systems, the ECS is based on receptors that are functioning as messenger stations that send signals to your brain. So these receptors, in terms of the ECS, are called CB1 and CB2. CB1s are found mostly in your brain and central nervous system. CB2 receptors, on the other hand, are found in our limbs and in our trunk, like in our digestive tract, muscles, and our immune cells and such.
Now, before we continue, we'd like to send a message to your brains about the kindest ounce prices in the state of Missouri.
Let's talk Flora. Okay, so Feel State is offering an ounce of oh-so-fine Flora Farms flower for the low price of $240. Yeah, I said that right. $240. You can mix and match, but the rules are there is a quarter minimum per chemovar or flavor. We don't say the word strain around here.
And we have some fine chemovars from Flora Farms available. Early lemon berry, pineapple kush, blueberry cookies, and platinum grape runts.
You can also purchase an ounce of flour from St. Anne's on Hey Y'all Wellness for $400. Okay, this is fire stuff for $400. You have to mix and match quarters again, but wait till you hear the choices. Runts, Mama's Pie, Grease Monkey, Mandarin Cookies.
Oh, delicious.
Oh, delicious. And I don't know about those who are out there crying about Clementine being out of stock and not back in our shelves. Trust me, Mandarin Cookies is what you want to try if you're looking for that uplifted feeling and euphoria. So.
And finally, if you buy an eighth of Hey Ya's Katsu Bubba, we are going to give you a Scooby Snacks 1 gram pre-roll for a penny, which will do a fine job of getting you to your feel state. Now, things break down like this. When you consume cannabis, you have cannabinoids like THC and CBD floating around in your bloodstream. Those chemicals make it to the cells in your fatty tissues, in your muscles, in your digestive tract. Now, on the surface of these cells, in all of these places, are receptors. And these receptors grab those cannabinoids kind of like a butterfly net.
A better example, Jeff, would probably be a lock and key. Well, this analogy is used in medical schools. So cannabinoids are the keys that bind with receptors or locks. A key, like THC, opens the lock and sends a message. But CBD, a different key, can open the same lock and send a different message.
So, in other words, THC and CBD send messages to your brain. Your brain decodes those messages and sends out a response. So when your brain gets the THC message, it tells your bowels to get moving. When your bowels get moving, you get hungry. When you get the munchies, you gotta refuel your body. See how things are kind of cyclical here? This is called homeostasis.
And homeostasis is when different systems are working together in harmony to maintain our physiologic responses, like our reproductive system, like our digestive system, our nervous system, etc. All these systems work to achieve homeostasis, that harmonious state of feeling normal, or a perfect balance of all systems.
Now, to help you out there achieve your homeostasis, we have some fine pre-rolled phytocannabinoids for you to choose from. New to our dispensary, we have the Copper Chem Chemovar from Proper. This lovely box contains 5.5 gram pre-rolls.
We also carry Safe Bet 3-fers, 3.03 full pre-rolls of Mama's Pie, duct tape, and early lemon berry. We also carry Safe Bet's 0.5 gram Mama's Pie blunts, and these are made with a non-tobacco, hemp leaf-based blunt wrap. They're amazingly smooth, y'all, and burn incredibly slow. So trust me, you'll just have to buy it to try it.
And we also have a wide selection of 1 gram pre-rolls from Heya. They range in price from $8 to $20 and THC percentages from 6 to 21%. We got Runts, Grease Monkey, Slippery Susan, and Scooby Snacks.
Oh, and much to the delight of our patients, ratio pens are back. Yeah, I said it. This time we have 4 varieties of these rechargeable and disposable pens. A THC dominant 20-to-1, a 5-to-1, a balanced 1-to-1, and a CBD dominant 1-to-5.
And just like Feel State has bunches of products, our bodies have bunches of systems.
I see what you did there.
Besides your endocannabinoid system, as mentioned earlier, there's your cardiovascular system, which regulates your heart's and your body's temperature. You have your excretory system, which takes care of your waste disposal, and your endocrine system, which regulates your hormones.
Oh, and then there's the exocrine system, which processes waste through things like your sweat glands and your hair follicles. And your lymphatic system is like a series of army barracks for white blood cells. Like, when you get sick, your lymph nodes are swollen, and it's boots on the ground time.
So that's going to leave us with our skeletal, respiratory, muscular, and urinary systems. That's a lot of systems to keep in balance. So it's no surprise that people are suffering from endocannabinoid deficiency and they don't even know it's happening. They just know they don't feel well. They can't sleep. They feel anxious. They're experiencing pain in places we're not even going to try to explain.
You can sort of think of cannabinoids as you would any other nutrient. Like, if you're deficient in potassium, your doctor may tell you to eat more bananas or take more potassium supplements. But I bet you your bottom dollar, your doctor isn't telling you that if you're deficient in cannabinoids, you can consume more cannabis.
It's probably why you've heard a lot of stories about patients' pets getting into their cannabis. That's because they have an endocannabinoid system. Felines, rodents, whales, hell, even the tilapia I had for dinner last night has an endocannabinoid system.
Not surprising that people literally have never heard of this before. Like, I didn't even hear about it in pharmacy school. In fact, my teachers told me to skip over that chapter because they didn't treat cannabis like a medicine. Instead, they treated it like a Schedule I drug, like cocaine, like heroin, like a drug that you would literally easily become addicted to, overdose, and die from. Dramatic.
Well, that leads us to an important question. Can you overdose while consuming cannabis? Not in the sense you might think. Overdose is an ugly word that's associated with Schedule I drugs. But with cannabis, you can overstimulate yourself. That's why it's important to dose correctly. So, Dr. Bex and I are going to hope you tune in next Monday when we're going to discuss how to choose a chemovar, not a strain, how to properly dose, and we're going to do our best to break the whole indica-sativa hybrid paradigm.
We'll even educate you on what to do in case you overdose on cannabis. It's really, really cool, dope stuff you don't want to miss. And as always, you also don't want to miss what's cool at Feel State and what discounts we offer.
Oh, you bet, Doc. We got the best discounts around. Veterans, 22% off. If you're a senior, 65 and older, 15% off. If you're low income, you also get 15% off, but the patient has to have registered on the state portal as receiving state assistance, and the words low income have to be printed onto your medical card.
The discounts don't end there though, folks. First timers get 20% off. Second visit is 15% off. Third visit is 10, fourth visit is 5, then prices return to normal, but the entire time you're building up loyalty points. Every dollar equals 1 point. So when you get to 100 points, boom, that's $5 off. When you get to 200, boom, $10. You see what's going on.
You can take off however many dollars you want, as long as you've got the points to back it up. There's only one exception. You can't stack discounts on an ounce. You can use your points, but not discounts. So, hopefully y'all out there learned something tonight. In fact, why don't we go to our producer Corey and find out if anybody out there in Facebook and Instagram Live have any questions for us.
We have a question that was sent in. Why do universities not teach about the endocannabinoid system?
Oh, that's all you, Doc.
Well, I believe my university, the St. Louis College of Pharmacy, we didn't teach about it back when I went to school between 2006, 2010, back when cannabis was not legal at all. It was still in the cannabis prohibition era. So still in that era where people thought, you know, cannabis is bad. Like, you're a weed head, you're whatever, you're a druggie, you're a stoner. Like, all these negative connotations were surrounding cannabis because we were in that era where it was not legal. And for that reason, in pharmacy school, we weren't taught it, because that's like teaching us heroin. Like, heroin, we're not giving that out at CVS. We're giving out, you know, Advil, but, you know, we can't focus on Schedule I drugs, because that's not what's being brought out to patients at pharmacies.
No, but I bet you in the dentists, they'll teach them about pharmaceutical grade cocaine because they use that in the dentist's office.
Right. So there are some exceptions, like there are some exceptions to where Schedule I drugs can be used in medicines, because of like studies done that back it up, or something like that, where it's shown to be in an emergency situation or something.
The point being, they recognize the medicinal value of Schedule I drugs in certain circumstances, but when it comes to cannabis and Schedule I, they could give a hoot.
Right, for whatever reason. So, I don't know. Taboo, cannabis, pharmacy schools, it exists, but as time goes on, I'm seeing and hearing more of cannabis and endocannabinoid systems and such being taught in pharmacy schools, because now it is recognized as medicine. So,
all right. Do we have any other questions out there?
hi,
Who do we
Renee.
got? Renee. Hey, Renee. How you doing? What does that say underneath there? I use 925 tonight. You use your points. That's fantastic.
Hey, holla for a dollar. Okay.
We really do have, I think, some of the best discounts and loyalty
seriously,
programs in the
it's
state.
crazy. It's crazy, and it's so crazy that we have to have a manager come in and step in and give a discount, like an override code, saying like, "Hey, it's okay. You can give this to them for this low of a price. It's cool." Like, a manager has to step in and give their code for it. So it's amazing what we do for patients and the prices we get off.
Any other questions? Where is the hockey picks, Jeff? Okay. Well, I do have some hockey picks here. I can probably hold it up to the camera.
Maybe you just send it to her.
Well, here we go. This is me, and I'm going to call him my nephew, but he's really my cousin's firstborn son. That's me and TJ in our matching blues uniforms. Hope you can all see that out there. Let's see what else we got. We had a little bit of action going on. There was a fight within the first minute of the game. We were getting our seats. The crowd had to tell us. We missed it, but
Of course. That's the blues for you.
that's the blues for you. Of course, I had to go to the one game, the first game they lose of the season.
Aw, man.
what
Never
are you
go to
gonna
a
do?
game again.
Got another question.
Got another question.
Are there any high-profile universities teaching cannabis out there?
Oh, I got that one, Doc.
Okay.
So there's one I'm going to tell you about, and it's the one that I went to, St. Louis University. They have what's called the Cannabis Science and Operations Program. It's a series of 5 courses, 8 weeks per course, plus a capstone project at the end, which is an annotated paper that you have to write. This is full-blown going back to school. I decided to do this because when I moved to Missouri and I wanted to get into the cannabis industry, I knew there were going to be thousands of people wanting to join this industry. And I knew the only way I was going to get a leg up is if I went back to school. So for the first time in 25 years, I took out a federal school loan.
Dang.
I got a school loan again, and I'm 52.
Dang.
But you know what? It's totally worth it. It got me my job here. My hard work and perseverance after 30-some years of sweating it out in the minors, I finally got my shot in the majors, and I'm more than thrilled to be here. And really, it's because of SLU. Had they not offered that class, those classes, I wouldn't be here right now.
That's
So,
what's up.
thank you, SLU.
Shout out to SLU.
How do people get to talk to you when they come to the dispensary on a one-on-one?
Well, it's pretty easy. If you have a computer, if you have a phone, if you know how to get to the dispensary at 444 Hotter Shell Road, you'll have either me, Jeff, or another trusted bud tender here waiting to talk turkey with you about cannabis. So you can set it up online. You would have to go to the STL portion, of course, and when you select on Become a Patient, you can schedule a time to have a patient consultation, and
15 minutes,
Yeah.
30 minutes. If you want to talk longer than that, we're definitely going to talk longer than that with you. If you want to come into the dispensary, we have a private consultation room. It's not just for patients, too. If you are a patient or a non-patient, you want to come in and learn more about cannabis, we want you to learn about cannabis.
yeah, so bring a friend.
Exactly.
Or 2 or 3.
And this is what we're going to go over right here. We're going to go over our personal guidebook. This is the bread and butter of Feel State right here. Information in here. People pay to go to school to learn.
Yep.
And I know, but we're giving it to our patients
I was told
for
to
free.
skip this in school, okay, y'all? This is the gold stuff.
What else do we got here? I have a question. What's your guys' favorite product right now? Do you want to go first?
Well, obviously I'm biased. I'm gonna go with Mandarin cookies right now. That may or may not be what I'm on right as I speak. It is definitely that type of chemovar that keeps you uplifted and focused and ready to conquer the day. Like, I may or may not be suited and booted.
My favorite product was Honeybee's Banana Candied Walnut White Chocolate Bar. Heaven. But,
Chef's kiss.
you know, I recently got diagnosed pre-diabetes. So, unfortunately, sugar's now out for me. Which leads me to this point I want to make for anybody in the industry out there watching. Where the hell are the savory options? Right now, 99% of what we have on the shelves is made with sugar. Where is somebody like a pre-diabetic or a diabetic like me going to get a product that we can consume if we don't want to smoke? So proper, if you're out there, anybody else, hey, anybody with a manufacturing license, please, for the love of patience, make some savory options, okay? You're smart. You can go out there, you can find it. Go look on a website in Colorado, go look on a website in California. Find out what they offer, duplicate it, all right? We need it here.
ASAP, yesterday.
Thank you. Case closed. All right, I think if there's no other questions, we're going to be good. This wasn't, not bad for our
not too
first
bad.
live
I liked
5:30-ish.
it. I can't wait for next week.
Yeah, I don't know if the show's going to be called the same thing next week. We may try to name it something new
Yeah.
every different
Maybe you
week.
guys can help us come up with ideas on what you
Yeah,
want to say.
hey, if you guys have an idea, send it to info@myfeelstate.com. Let us know a suggestion you would like to make for the show. Let us know if you have any topics of interest that you would like Dr. Bex and I to discuss. We're happy to do the legwork. We'll put in the hard work, the research, answer your questions for you. What other dispensary is going to offer you that, huh? Tell me. Nobody. Adios.
Bye.